friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia. Welcome to August's global monthly video hop for this month. Super excited because it's Fun Fault. Quickly, let's have a look at the card we're going to create today. It's going to be a little bit different because I didn't like how this turned out, but look at this. It's Dracula, and we open him up and we have a secret sliding message card. Is that not super cool? It pulls out as you open it. So that's what we're going to be creating. I'm using the Oh My Fright dies and, well, the whole bundle actually, the stamps and dies, which are great. Stampin' Up have some great Halloween products out right now. I'm also using the spectacular 6x6 DSP. There's 48 sheets. In the sheets you have ghosts, Frankenstein, pumpkin, and Dracula. And then on the other side we have stripes. Again, I'm going to do it with the Dracula DSP. So we have that one here. Let me move everything to the side. Now to start off this card, we are going to create the card base. So I have a piece of basic black cardstock, measures 8.5 by 5 5/8. We are going to do a little bit of scoring on the 8.5 inch side at 2 3/4. And 6 3/4. There we go. Let's fold these down and burnish all these pieces. So this is a video hop. You'll see in the description of this video everyone who's participating this month, which is so fun. I love seeing everyone join in and see what they create. There is our fold. Now what we want to do is I want to bring in this DSP and we're going to add some panels to that. So this is a 6x6. I'm going to cut it down to 5 3/8. That's the first cut I'm going to do. So I need 5 3/8. Cut that off. I can use that on another card. Then we are going to cut at 2 5/8. One 1/8. And then this piece here we're going to use on the card as well. So we have these two, these line up perfectly, and that's what we want. We want to be able to see this image of the vampire. Okay. Let's bring our card base back in and some glue. And what we're going to do is we're going to add, sorry, we're going to add our first panel to the front of the card. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue, whatever tape you like. Maybe you like the Seal or Seal Plus. This gives it a little bit of a wiggle room as well. And you could change it any color you would like. Now what you want to do is you want to center it in the middle on both sides and around the side here, but you want it flush with the edge of the card. And the reason we're doing that is because I actually had a border all the way around, and as you can see there's black card there, but it looks just a little bit weird because we've got the black strip. So we're going to get rid of that black strip by adding it right to that very edge of the card base. Okay, then we're going to close this one up, and this is where this one comes in. What we want to do is this goes down first, this goes over the top, which as you can see it actually folds over each other. You can see this one here and this one folds over top. Then we're going to add more adhesive to this one here. Like so. And then I want to butt that up with the edge of this DSP. So lining it all up, butting it up to that edge. And then when we open it up, we still have a little bit of border here, but when we close them up, they close up completely over itself. Isn't that great? Okay. This piece that was left over, we're going to add that to this side. Before we do that, I want to add a little bit of embellishments here, and this is the easiest way to do it. So let's bring in this stamp set, and I'm actually going to use the bats in this because it is vampire Dracula, so we're going to add some bats. So I'm using Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm going to grab that large bat, and then we're just going to stamp a few around the edge. Now with this one, I didn't come in with any color, and we might change that. I've got a blending brush here. I'm just going to blend the ends in. This is very, very white, and I've used very vanilla on the card. So it wouldn't hurt to add a little bit of color, a little bit of darkness to this DSP, and I think that's what we might do. We might add a little bit of extra color. I want to get, you know, nice dark edges here, but I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper and just add a little bit more color to the center there, and that will get rid of that stark white that's in there. I could also use the pumpkin pie or a grey. I'm going to do it quite lightly. I don't want it to be too dark, but just take away that whiteness there. So hopefully everyone's having a really good day. Let me know, do you do any Halloween crafting? And if you do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'm doing Halloween Spooktacular again this year, and there's some great projects using all the great products that Stampin' Up have in the catalogue. So there we have that one. I'm going to add that one down just with a little bit of liquid glue, and then we can get into this mechanism that is super fun. Let's pop that down. And this was just the leftover piece of that DSP. Love that. Actually, quickly before we get moving into the mechanism, I added 3 of these die cut bats. So in the bundle, there are a group of 3 bats. There's also a larger bat that is the same as the stamp. I have quickly die cut those out. Let me see if I can find them really quickly. As usual, things go off my desk everywhere. There's one. Okay, we have one. I need to get a little bowl or something and add all my pieces in. Oh, it looks like I've only got one on my desk now. They're such small little pieces, but that's fine. Let me get the die out. I guarantee you, as soon as I die cut them, I will find them. So this is the dies in the set. There are these trio of bats. We've also got the larger bat. Got 2 ghosts, a couple of cats, some a moon, some clouds, and a really great tree as well. So I'm just going to run this one through really quickly. So I have a good mixture of both cards and 3D projects for Halloween Spooktacular 2026. I'm so excited. Actually, as I'm filming this, I haven't started it yet, but you could be lucky enough to already have it on the channel. I may have already started, and I really hope that I have already started the series, because otherwise it'll get too late and I won't be able to show all the great projects that I've created. And when those videos go out, I'm actually sitting in the comments section on the chat. So if you get to see them live or as it comes out, make sure you get into that chat and say hello. Okay, so I've got some mini dimensionals here. I'm just going to cut a couple of these dimensionals in half and add to each of the wings. Now, I could have used any one of those DSPs in this DSP Halloween Spooktacular DSP, and that would look so good. So I've kept these pretty simple. I'm going to add one little bat there. You could certainly create this card for Christmas or a birthday, whatever you'd like. And this could just be plain DSP, and you could add a die cut. There's so many different possibilities that you could do with this card design. So I hope if you are enjoying this card, please hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. I would love that. I'm just going to add, because I've got this mini glue dimensional here on my finger, I'm going to add that to the bat, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it until I've finished the mechanism and then come back and pop it down. There we go. Okay, that bat's ready to go when we're finished. Let's bring in the mechanism piece, and for that you're going to need a piece of basic black. This is 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. We're going to score it at 3/8 of an inch on the 3 3/4 inch side. So that's this one, 3/8 of an inch. Okay. We're just going to fold and burnish that score line really well. So this is our mechanism piece. We also need a matting piece for this because it's so dark. So for that, I brought in some Very Vanilla cardstock. Measures 3 1/8 by 4 1/4, and it fits nicely in the middle there. We're going to do a little bit of stamping, so let's move that to the side. I'm going to bring in my scrap piece again. And one thing I really wanted to share with you too is what you're going to have to do is make sure your placement is good. This score line is going to, or actually this edge of the card is going to match up with the score line there, and that, sorry, the tab is going to be adhered to this side of the card. So if I do that, close it, shut this as well, and then close it all, when this opens up, you're actually not getting to see all of this Very Vanilla part, as you can see. So it's only sort of 3/4 that you're going to be able to see. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that whatever you're placing here on your panel is over enough that it's peeking out. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to again bring in my Memento Tuxedo Black. Oh no, that's okay. We're going to turn that over, and how great. That's a lot of ink. This white ink pad with the Memento ink is really, really juicy. I like how it turns out. That's gone through because it's so thick. I need to get another piece cut up. Okay, move that. Move that. I'll quickly cut another piece. Oh, if I could keep my fingers out of it. 3 1/8. I have black all over my fingers, which is terrible. 4 1/4. Okay. Let's check that again to make sure that that's the right. Yep, perfect. All right. Let's try stamping that again. Actually, I might just get another bit of paper. And we'll stamp this again. So I'm going to bring in the ink pad. I've gone with the sentiment Happy Halloween. I'm going to stamp that right up the top here, like so. And then I'm going to do the trio of bats. And we're sort of going to stamp it right there, so over towards the edge. Perfect. All right. Now I could go around to the edges again with a little bit of ink. Will we do that? Yeah, let's do that. I want it to be actually a little bit lighter than the other one. And I suppose I could have maybe have done this as well to hide all the ink that I put on it, but just a nice light colouring there. Okay. Bringing our card back in, we're going to adhere that down to our mechanism piece, just with some liquid glue. Okay, now to get all this together, I'm going to bring in my trusty tear and tape, my favourite adhesive, in fact, and we're going to add some tear and tape to that little tab there. So just down that tab, and then at the top and bottom of this piece here. Okay, let's take the backings off. Again, we're going to put the edge of this tab up against our score line here, our first score line, and making sure that we center it from top to bottom. And close the card up. Watch my inky fingers. Perfect. That's nice and adhered down. Then we're going to take the backings off this piece. And then you're just going to close the card down. Like so. Opens up and slides out. How great is that? Okay, let's bring in that. Oh, I just found two other of these. There's a third one. Where's the one that's got the adhesive? That's the one that's gone missing. Would you believe it? I would. If you saw my desk, you would. Let's just... One day I will clean up everything that's on my desk. Maybe when I'm not so busy getting everything created for Halloween Spooktacular. Did I tell you how excited I am for that? And then we're just going to add that one down on the side there. Awesome. Now, there are embellishments as part of the Halloween products. It's these ones here. They are called adhesive bats, ghosts and dots. I did actually pop a couple of these bats down on the first one, but I really liked these die cuts better. Now I'm going to change it up just slightly on this card. I'm going to come in with the Wink of Stella and add some nice little shimmer and shine to my bats. That one doesn't have its backing off. There we go. So that gives it a really nice shimmer and shine as well. Has that one got not? Didn't take my backings off very well. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this fun fold card. Hope you'll give it a go. If you do give this one a try, please share it with me. I would love to see how you chose this to decorate this design. I think that turned out so much better being right up against the edge there. What do you guys think? Oh, I'm not finished. Stop, not finished. We're also going to add it to a card base. 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. It is Thursday afternoon here as I'm filming this. I've had a very, very busy week. As you can tell, I am a bit slow on the uptake tonight. Okay, let's add that down. And does that not just pop off the page? That really does finish the card. Looks so much better. Brings in the beautiful pumpkin pie as well. Can't believe I almost left that out. Now, you can stamp the back. Let's do that really quickly because you're still here. You're still watching. And I appreciate you. It's probably one of those things that would stamp so much better if you stamped it before placing it down. But we are going to do a good job anyway. Perfect. I love that. Such a fun Halloween fun fold card. Thank you so much for joining me all the way to the end. I really do appreciate your time and sharing with me. I hope that you've enjoyed today's card. Please give it a thumbs up. I would love it if you shared it with your family and friends, your crafty friends. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and please check out everyone's projects in the Global Monthly Video Hop for this month, creating fun folds. You're going to love it. All right, everyone, enjoy your day. Bye.